And welcome back. I don't know why you're back, but thanks for joining. Now, where were we? Eric. There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to wash off this blood. He looks out the windows onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails. Ooh. Vognir? Next var for kingship. And another person. Important guests. Hmm. To... I know you'd hope I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. The governor... Now I have to make sure there's no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? Fine. If you happen to stall our guest down the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. We leave. To get the barkeep gets some silver, and we go down to the docks, which are back here. Wagner, a familiar Varl, steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version, tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Uben, you look ancient. Comes with being old. And if there's Wagner, there must be Hakon. Hakon? Hakon? Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yaks. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Never? Jornder demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I know since you were so far from home. Just returning from Arberang, in fact. And glad for it. He motions to the other ships, sails so fluttering, golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone. The king's whelp. Oh, we get a prince. His Luden. Don't you... Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. That's alliances. It's a waste of time. They're going off to Grofheim, I guess. And we're going off to Grofheim. Okay. Troublesome prince. Mogger. Mogir? No, Mogger. What is Scrivener? Is that us? I guess that's us. A young prince. Interesting to this here. Weariness settles in, you chuckle to yourself about an odd day it's been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagnier's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. So we can go visit Hakon. I'm assuming this is the prince, or we could just go to sleep. Let's go see what this prince is like. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must be working for Luden. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Luden. Yes, you're with Wagner. I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Wagner a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guards. Luden looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? History? A Val historian? Ha, don't you already know? Your king and I both have been practically trumpeting throughout the cities. We've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Luden takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Wagner came to our capital in Arberang, and now we go off to visit the Varl's capital in Grofheim to cement this grand alliance for the next age of men in Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damned cold up here. Is it not cold everywhere? You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. Well, he is a delight then. Oh, we can go visit Hakon still. Scrivener! That's just us, I guess. You find Haken in the house surrounded by other Varls. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees as many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon? Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. Weird. No surprise. What's this time? When I got to the Great Hall, it was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha. Like 4 of them. Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a Yoxfart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. Oh, so they get to live forever. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon lets us I keep switching between Hakon and Hakon. Slow chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Wagner's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point, just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine? You drink until the meat house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. And that's it. Let's go sleep. Oh, what? I want supplies. At dawn, you are woken by delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. It's hard to tell with the sun that never moves. The governor's crested dorns that supply leathers. All there, just as promised, with, to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eric has anything to do with that. I still want to know if the moon rises, but I guess probably not. Ooh, 20 renown. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagner's already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Mogr steps steps forward. Wagner's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of the unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. I guess we are. You follow Mogr and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort, just frustrated, tired people. Somewhere as the Strand well as a whole, you think. Yeah, this place doesn't sound very... Well, wait, oh. I was like, where do we go now? But nope, just auto goes. And that's us? With the long yellow flag? The banner, perhaps? And I guess the days are ticking by up here? Yeah, the days are ticking by. Okay, so we lose supplies and morale every day. Got it. That is... Vetterfell? I guess it... Oh. The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Mogr, cracking open the mead case. From our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter, and the mead is passed throughout the camp. Sure. It's not often you get the chance to relax on the road. The odds of something happening to the treasure cart is low, especially in this company, so you take advantage. Welp, I just jinxed that. But we got good morale. Oh, we're at camp. You rise groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Mogr is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps the sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Wagner. You're needed. Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn and received a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Ah, we're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. Oh good, we're getting a map. I think. Oh, that's a lot of places. Caravan? Oh. Oh, so this is where we're going, Grofheim, the last home of the Varl and seat of their power, founded by Arnfinnr, the second Varl king. Though the Varl have moved around a lot, most consider Grofheim their capital. The deeds of the Varl are honored here, and all warriors of worth are buried at the foot of the Two Spears, where they are said to become part of the Varl's March itself. This is the Varl's March? The Cradle of Grofheim is named for such belief that each Varl of worth is buried in the King's Barrow becomes the bones of the mountains, eventually forming a new peak along the range. The size of each peak, it was said, would vary depending on the worth of the Varl. So who's got the biggest mountain? One of these two. The two spears. An unusual gap in the Varl's Marsh Mountains looked like two great spears at a gate. For decades, it became a bloody corridor between the Varl forces and the Dredge to the north, until the second Varl king, Arnfinnr, endeavored to build a sprawling fortress here which would eventually become Grofheim, the Varl capital. So this is a very big map. The Plains of Slaughter, Downs Crossing, Stromland, Swartbog, Rundwall, Hraven, that's Grofheim, Valkav, Valkajokul, Valkajokul. At the Great War's end, it was the Valka, the first Menders, who would push the Dredge so far into the north that they were no longer a threat. Some believe the Valka committed genocide of an unfathomable magnitude. Others believe the Dredge were forced to return underground, for not even they can survive these bleak, lifeless, icy plains. In any case, if the Dredge could be said to inhabit any lands, it was those named after their vanquishers. And Setterlund. This is a big map. I'm guessing we're going to be crisscrossing all over it. We head north, then east, past the forts. Grofheim's far from Strand, going to be a long march. You should have had a drink last night, Ludin. Why not take the ships to Skirm instead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skirmirstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Ludin exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Vognir. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off of, too. Ludin's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Vognir. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vetterfell if we're lucky. And... oh, we're at camp. Camp is where you manage your caravan. So we can just hit the camp button. You can upgrade your allies or heroes in the heroes tent. You can pass by using the rest tent. Get some morale. Morale is good. The training tent. The heroes tent. Okay. Well, we'll mess with that all next time. And I will see you all next time, should you decide to return once more.